Today is day 13. Now let's talk about the IAM best security practice. As a solution architect, these are the best practices that you need to put in place for you to secure your account. Number 1, don't use your root user account for many things. You only use it whenever you want to make budget or some things. Don't always use your root access accounts, because if your root access account got hacked, you are in soup. All your things can be lost to hackers. So that is number 1. Rule number 2, if anybody want to have access to your accounts, maybe your friend or your family or anybody or your working colleagues want to have access to your AWS account, you can actually create a user account for them and give them principle of least privilege. So don't give them your root account. Don't give them access to your root account, but rather just create a user for them so that they can have their access key and their secret key. And make sure you give them the principle of least privilege, meaning that you only give them little access to what they can have access to. That is number 2. Number 3, whatever user you create under your account as a solution architect, make sure that you group those users under a particular group and you enforce permission. You enforce permission and rules for each of those groups. For example, maybe you create user account for developers. You need to create some certain permissions that developers can only have access to, so that it can safeguard your account and prevent lateral movements. Now, number 4, create strong password policy. What is a strong password policy? A strong password policy is the one that have capital letter, that have small letter, that have special characters, and that have different kind of symbols. So you need to enforce a very strong password for all the users and all the group in your AWS account. Another thing that you need to take note there is you must make sure that you enforce multi-factor authentication to all the users under your AWS account. Another rule there is always create and use IAM rule anytime you want to give some services in your AWS access to some services. Let's say, for example, you want your EC2 to read what is inside S3 bucket. You need to create IAM rule for EC2 to only be able to read what is inside the S3 bucket, not write or delete anything inside the S3 bucket. So another rule there is that if you want to access your AWS account using either SDK, that is software development kit, or using Terraform or using CLI, you must first create access key